So now Dr. Liebenson is going to show us how he tests the strength of the QL to see if it's weak. So go ahead.
The quadratus lumborum test comes from Professor McGill's lab at University of Waterloo. What I'd like you to do, Chad, is lay on your side, prop up on your forearm, both legs straight out, top leg in front. That's it. And come all the way up, hips forward. And this would be the endurance test. The most important thing here is not how long Chad can stay in this position, but it's going to be the symmetry of one side versus the other. And just relax. Ideally, Chad would be able to go about a minute on one side and about a minute on the other side. If one side was 40 seconds and the other side was a minute and 20, that would be a huge asymmetry. It's that asymmetry that's the most important thing. We do, however, need to have a minimum amount of endurance or fatigue resistance, and at a minimum, I'd like to see about 30 to 40 seconds on each side.
Okay, sounds good. So test it on each side. Make sure there's no major discrepancies between sides.
Yes.
And you're looking at about 30 to 45 seconds of endurance for most minimum. Okay,
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
One of the problems, if I can just interject, is if there's a shoulder pain. And if there's a shoulder pain, that is something that will handicap our ability to perform the test. And then what we might do is we might go into some of the other training options.
Okay.
And use the training options as tests, because as Professor Yonda always taught, every exercise is a test.
Yes, definitely. All right. Well said. So now that we've tested the strength of the QL with the side plank, now Dr. Liebenson is going to show us a progression that he uses to strengthen the QL.
This first set of exercises, again, come from Professor McGill's lab. We're going to do a peel back from the plank, which we call the side bridge on the knees. So lay on your side, Chad,
Okay.
and bend both knees.
All right.
Perfect. Basically, we're in a squat position on our side. And from this position, it's just like a glute bridge. I want you to first off, just push off of your arm, activating your lats, and lift your hips forward, all the way forward, as far as you can. We want to make sure that we get into a plank. Come forward a little more. That's it. And now hinge with the hips and go back and down. Good. Push off from the elbow so your trunk rises up a little bit, and go forward. All the way forward. Good. And go back and down. Good. Sink a little bit. Let this sag. And now without lifting your hips, just lift here, just push off of your elbow. That's it. So that aligns the spine here, so we're no longer convex. Let it collapse again. And it also activates the lats to pack the shoulder back and down. So push off using your lats to align your spine, and now open up those hips. Open them all the way up, sticking your chest out. Perfect. Come forward even farther. So Chad's hip flexors are just a little bit tight. They restrict that a little bit. Go back and down. Good. Let it all sag. Start with the lats. Pack that shoulder back and down. Open those hips up all the way. And one of the things we're mindful of is we also notice that Chad is separating his knees. We want to keep those knees stacked. If they don't stack, we'll put a pillow between them. Go back and down. We would do this on both sides, and then we progress to the plank, which is what we did as the test. So let's go into the plank.
Okay.
A little bit more load on the spine in this position, a little bit more challenge on the muscle, all the way up. But interestingly, it requires a little bit less coordination. And this is more in the plank family of exercises, whereas the side bridge on the knees is more in the squat or bridge family of exercises. The plank can be progressed to the plank roll. So slowly roll until you have both arms in position. Keep the pelvis and shoulders working. That's it. We're going to hold this position. Good. And let's get our arms back like this, Chad, because we're now going to roll the other way. Good. Stay at this height and start with this lat right here and roll towards the other side. So we're pushing off the whole time. We don't lose altitude. We want to stay up higher. Push up, push up, push up. This time when we return, we're going to groove the pattern so that we don't dip here. So keep that lat firing the whole time. Start to roll. Good. Keep your arms folded across so that we can make it seamless. Good. Hold there. Good. Turn towards me without dipping. Shoulders and pelvis linked together. Chest out. Good. Hold it. Don't dip. Don't dip. Roll all the way till you're perpendicular. Push off, activating the lat. So it's the lat, the obliques, the abdominals, quadratus lumborum, and now roll on on the forearms again. That's it. Now relax. Excellent. So that's a very simple first stage of exercise progression out of University of Waterloo, Professor Stuart McGill's lab. The side bridge on the knees, the side planks, and the plank roll.
Excellent.